All right, I'm hoping you guys can hear me. I got a new mic again. It's everlasting problems. If it's not the mic, it's the room. If it's not the room, it's the lights. Welcome, Doms. Welcome, everyone. We're here live and correct. So if you can hear me, please say something on the audio. So if you can't hear me, I'm pointing at the audio, up or down. Audio, up or down, in case you can't hear me. If you can hear me, then you can just say something to me. Let me see, whoever's out there, somebody say something to me. Hello, hello. Who's out there? It says one person watching. Who's watching? There's two people watching. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me out there in TV land? Whoever's out there, somebody say something to me. All right, cool. All right, so Tuesday night class, boys and girls. It's always a problem. As long as I'm on here, we'll figure it out. Everything else we'll figure out later. All right, what I want to explain to you guys real fast. You guys too. Get over there. Lower that a little bit so I don't get a reverb. I may or may not. I don't know. If it gets too loud, let me know. Just keep putting comments up. We'll figure it out sooner or later. Just not all the way down, but just I want to make sure I can hear. But, oh, no, I already heard it, so it should be good. I just want to make sure if this thing starts hitting my shirt, which it probably will because we're going to be moving around. But I'll try, as I'm moving, not to talk. I'm just trying to make it sound better because last week it was too echoey. Slide over there for me, too. When we're doing our techniques, okay, when we're talking about reference point, we got to, one of you, left foot forward or right foot forward, nice and easy. So, right, we're talking reference point. Stay relaxed and give a little bit of forward pressure and just match your partner's pressure. Because I see you guys so stiff sometimes. Just put it up, you push a little forward. See? You just match it. If he's pushing forward, I don't want to go like this. Because then he's got to start doing the same thing so my fist doesn't go into his face. Just a little bit of forward pressure. And as soon as you remove the hand, don't retract this one. So you go straight forward. I go here, you go straight forward. Let this stay relaxed because you getting stiff is not going to do anything. You're not going to be able to stop me from doing this because even expecting it, because this is what we're training, and you're not going to be able to do it. And if I feel too much pressure from you, I'm just going to go around this way. And you're still going to get hit. But you notice where my hand stayed and it stayed relaxed. So I just want you to start staying relaxed and go just like this. Like if you were doing pushing hands from Tai Chi and make it about 4 to 5 inches. So we're going to go forward a little bit. A little more pressure. There you go. A little more pressure. And after you do this 3, 4, 5 times maybe, then you decide which guy's going to go, boom, and you hit. Okay, so a little bit of pressure, back and forth. Your feet should be in between. See how locked up you are? You should be in a give and take, forward and back. Give and take, forward and back. And at any point as you're coming back, on the forward shot. Boom, on the forward shot. On the forward shot. So make sure there's a little bit of energy there, and you're not just stuck constantly coming up and doing this, because that's where you feel like a robot. Put your hand up, reference, all stiff. Come on up, a little forward, receive, forward, receive, forward. Okay? So a little bit of sway. And that's going to get you to always be moving, because in actuality, you're going to be live, right? You're going to be moving. Good? Give that a shot. Guys, you understand what I'm trying to say? So you just give it a little move, and it's not shoulder, it's just from the elbow. You're not doing this. It's just a little thing from the elbow. Back and forth from the elbow. And on the forward motion, pop, you hit. Boom, 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 boom. Where's your phone at, bro? What? Is this your phone here? All right, we're gonna hit this here. All right, you see how your elbow's pointing out? Mm-hmm. You want that elbow pointing down.
Down.
There you go. Good. So we're back here, just here. We're gonna go a little, there you go. And whoever starts, it doesn't matter. You don't have to pick someone. You just know a little too much. There you go. Beautiful. Good. Nice. See? And it's getting you that forward motion like you're actually going to do. Let's say I have my hands up, right? And I want to, boom, that's what I'm going to want to do. Get that hand out of the way crash and go in. So it gets you used to that. So as you're swaying forward, in, take the energy, push back, take the energy, push back, take, there you go. That's what I'm talk. That's what I'm talk. Come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, give me a second. This is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see, go ahead and push forward. Don't let that hand get to your face, right? Okay. Remember what we're talking about? If I'm going to do a tan sal, let's say his hand is here and I want to tan and hit him. I don't want to do it this way, right? We're here. I'd want to turn, see, and hit him. So I get that hand out of the way, but my hand, put your hand down, my hand is not moving. I just used all my power, see? And just, it's at the waist and at the knees. So even though I'm turning and I'm moving, I'm not doing this. He goes to punch me, boom, I'm turning, okay? And hitting. So when I'm here, it's the same thing as he's coming forward, even though my hand's coming in, this distance has to stay the same. I can't let this happen. Like in a bong sao, how you guys bong sometimes like this? Okay, you want to make sure your bong is out here. You don't want it, because that's going to just, you're going to crash in and then you can't hold it from here. Okay, so the same thing as I go forward, he goes back, see, and I come back. I go forward. You're letting it crash, don't let it crash. There you go, see, just that little bit of motion. Boom, good. Okay, and then you, with the other hand, push. And always use a little bit of waist. So stop sitting, you know, and just doing, right? You go with a little back and forth, just like you would for real. If you were boxing, you'd be moving, and then all of a sudden, boom, you drive in, and you get your shot off, right? You just don't do it from here. Jump it, boom, and you get your shot. So you want to make sure you do that same thing. Good, 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 good. See, like before, if I turned my back, you couldn't hear me. So I'm hoping that as I'm pointing to this number here, you can still hear me. And if you can, then it's a thumbs up and things are good. Because before, I had a mic up there. There's a boom mic right. You're going to stop seeing where I point, but there's a boom mic right there. But the boom was sucking. It was like boomless. It was like baby boom boom. All right, switch out. Go over here with him. You guys love corners, man. Everybody's just hiding in the corners. Like, I don't know if you guys are afraid of the camera. Just everybody, I understand it's a little cooler in the corner, maybe hotter. All right, so relax. You're already too stiff. Relax. Just from here. Just from here. There you go. There you go. Good. Right, just from here. A little bit of action. There you go. Don't wait for me to come in. You got to be on this. Boom, boom. That's when you go. That's when you go. When I'm retracting, when I'm cowering, as I'm here, put your hands up, I would go forward, right? So that forward motion of you going in to attack, that forward motion of you stepping forward, that's when on this, like we're talking about double Dutch, same exact principle. They'll go like this, sway, woo. Tai Chi is the same thing. You don't just see him do this, right? Or you don't just see him do hula. And even in hula, they go like this, right? The hands go with the hips.
Like the ocean.
I don't know, the ocean is just water, it's one thing.
Oh, it's the shore.
There you go. Don't let that hand come to your face. Don't let that hand come to your face. You got to start thinking about these principles. Would you let him get that close to your face for real? No, then don't drill that way. Back here. So you want to get used to drilling. I'm boom, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. Receive, that's when you go in. And it's the same thing, do it slow. 1, 2, 3, right? And then you pick up the pace. Then you'll go 1, 2, 3, then you go 1, 2, 3, then you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, then you go. Hoot. Audio is clear as day. Good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Dillon. Eh? See, now we just got to make sure that we're wearing a shirt with a stiffer collar. Damn shirts made in Pakistan. Pakistan. Next one. You're going to come in here. And just so we start and have somewhere to go, we're going to go on 3. So we're going to go, and 1 is when we both go. So it's back, 1, back, 2, back, 3. It's not 1, 2, 3. It's 1, he when I went. 2, he when I went. 3, he when I went. Boom, and then you go. He's going to put this hand up. So you're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're going to go in on boom. And on this one, the same thing. When you cut this hand in, I want this one to drop into a hard bong forward. So you're gonna forward bong just a hair towards his elbow, not out. You're gonna go a hair towards his elbow, so he's thinking about stopping this hand. I want him to do something with this hand. This will never work. The doomp, stop that one. And then I turn around, let's turn around this way. Turn, 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 turn. And then I go, the doomp. So we usually go, boom. What you wanna do is, nobody explains this hand, I wanna go 1, 2, right? So I'm letting this hand do something, so he's thinking about something, so I can, boom, get in with this hand. So he's gonna work on this. See, he feels that, so I can go, boom. He feels that, so I can go in. This hand doesn't just die here and I go through. This hand doesn't just fly over here. If I feel forward motion, I let this go. But I'm not letting it go by doing this. I'm doing a bong sow. I'm bong sowing out of the way. So it's pak, bong this out of the way. Slow motion. Slow motion. Slow motion. Boom. Slow motion. Boom. Slow motion. Okay, slow motion.
That's not slow.
All right, slow motion. And the goggles come out. So make sure you're generating forward pressure, then you pak, forward pressure, then you build G. Got it? So now work on that. So you're adding to that dynamics dimension, that speed dimension, that energy dimension. So 1, 2, 3, go. Boom. See how that hand just left? Keep that hand, slow motion, let me do it. Stop this one, keep that hand engaged. So I can go here. Keep this hand engaged. And then you let it go. Give it a little, just like we were doing this, just give it a little bit so it needs to follow this hand, right? Follow this hand. Follow it, right? You don't want it to hit you, right? But if I just leave it here dead, you have no reason to follow it, you're gonna stop this one, right?
Right.
But if you have a reason to follow that hand, I give you a reason to follow that hand. But if I'm not giving you energy, there's no, you see what I'm saying? If I'm just going like this to you, there's no reason for you to go at it. But as soon as you see it, it gives you a reason to knock it out of there. You know, we've never knocked a missile off of its launching pad. Missiles, we knock them out of the air. So it's got to be launched, correct? So once that missile launches, as long as you strategically, you can blow it up anywhere, but you don't want to blow it up when it's 30 feet from landing on us, because then all the debris, you want to blow it up over some mountains somewhere. You want to blow it up over the ocean. You want to blow it up over your mother-in-law's house, right? You got to be strategic. So I want to engage. That's that little bit of pressure. Then I remove this. Boom, you were fast enough to get that up, which you won't be, right? So I engage you again by going towards you, but I throw this into a bong sow and I remove this hand so that I'm here set up. See, I'm already set up for this, but I don't want to go, that's not what I want to do. I want to go boom and bring this hand back, okay? Bring this hand back. I'm just keeping you engaged. Whenever I feel that pressure, I'm going to engage, right? And go. So go ahead. 1, 2, come in. Boom, boom. You're engaging that hand. See how you're pressing? All you're doing is this, getting it out of the way. So this one goes right underneath your other hand. So go ahead. 1, 2, 3, push. I block this. See how this hand can't come back. This hand stays right here, stays right there, and just shoots right in. You're doing nothing different. Watch. The old school way where we're just very static. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Now it's boom. There's no difference except I'm making you follow this hand because you don't know what I'm going to do with it, and I'm making you leave me an opening. Yeah. Again. 1, 2, 3, boom. See how you're going like this, bro. Getting it all the way, and then starting, you're going like this. one, right? I'm not going one, same time, one, so it's on a quarter beat. One, one, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. But you can't set up a back fist unless this hand is back here, right? But you just don't want to bring this hand back here because there's something on that hand, right? So if there's a scorpion on my back, and I know there's a scorpion on my back, would I just walk home and into my house with a scorpion on my back so it could jump off my back and onto one of my kids? No, there's a scorpion on my back. I got to get rid of that scorpion, right? And then I can still position myself. I can do this if I want. Boom, boom, but that's just a neutral move. It's doing nothing. It's not forcing you to do anything. To think, to react, to respond, it's not making you do anything. This is making you do something. That little bit of forward pressure is making you do something, and then I can do something back. This little bit of forward pressure is making you do something.
Right.
If it's here, I just got to get it to here to open this window. But I just can't leave the pressure, because once I leave this pressure, you're going to cover that space. Boom. That comes up. If I go like this, and I bring you way over here, boom, I'm free to hit you, right? So you got to, I have to force you, make you think about something.
Okay.
Boom, boom, come forward, bang, bang.
Oh,
The elbow down, smack this, boom. Now you go. Again, good, again. Now throw this into a bong and hit me with this one in the eye. Go. You're just taking too long with that one.
I'm taking longer. Okay.
You want to
Immediately replace it. Okay.
immediately go in there. You're clearing a line and going in.
Yeah, I'm doing stepwise. I need to go.
It's just like there's no pause. I mean, unless you walk really slow. As soon as this foot gets to where it needs to go, right? Boom, the other one starts going. The other one just starts. And when you're running, especially, and once you have momentum, try to stop on a dime when you're going about, 7, 8 miles an hour and you're booking. And all of a sudden you try, you can, but your knees and hamstrings are only going to do it that one day. You're not doing it for a while, right? So it's the same thing. You have that momentum going, so I'm not stopping that. I'm not going, oh, hell, no. Ooh, it slid in. I'm going forward. Keep going forward. Keep going forward. See, I'm going forward. There's still forward pressure. See, there's still forward pressure. I'm just clearing so I can go in. And it's a smaller space that I'm going to give myself. Because if he's pushing forward, absolutely push hard. Push, 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 push. If I go like this, look how far he drops. But look how far back I went. And he may follow me there. So I just want to go here, make that clearing. When they're taller, yeah, it's a little harder. But I'm making him. That's how you intercept. If I know what it is you're going to do, I can intercept. If I know for sure that he's getting the ball and he's going to do a post and he's going to be right by that bag, all I got to do is just wait and make that quick move and then run to the spot. You're not going after him. You're running to that spot to get the ball. You're not even worried about him. You just got to get to your spot. Same thing in basketball. You're just looking to get to your spot. So I got to get to my spot. My spot isn't here. My spot is, keep that hand down, my spot is boom. That's where my spot is. So I got to figure out how to get from here and move all this that much so I can get him, which would be about that far past him. But I don't want to be here, right? And I don't want to have to step. So I got to get close enough with movement to where, boom, I can blast and get a good shot. And being exaggerative, or exaggerating is not a word, I don't want to tell him, hey, I'm going to step, which is what you do when you telegraph. Even though I'm not saying, hey, I'm going to punch you, that's what my body language is saying. I do this, that's a, hey, I'm going to punch you. That's not how I want to hook. I want to be able to hook if I'm in a regular boxer stance and I want to hook, right? I'm going to jab hard, but make my jab off to that cheek a little bit instead of the center of the mouth or off this way. So I still want to hit him. Boom, I try to hit him in the cheek, right? So I try to hit him. Boom, I try to hit him in the cheek, and I snap back. And then when I throw my hook, I'll throw it out a little bit. So it's not here now. It's off a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. That's how I throw my hook. It's following that same line. So he's going to try to parry it, and it's going to go around and crack him. That's what they call turning your jab into a hook. So it's the same thing. I'm setting him up by showing him jab, right? So I'm showing him jab. Then I'm just gonna hit ba, 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 right? So I'm turning in ba, 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 ba. Wherever I'm hitting and I'm turning in, either wherever I'm going, I turn everything into it so I get more torque. But I don't want to do this, throw a hook like some guys do. They'll be here and they're like, well, Jesus Louise. It's like me going like this. This guy's going to cut in there real easy, right? That's where you step back and you're just like, and then all of a sudden turn and go. You don't want to sit there the whole way and look at him. And if Fidel is coming, again, I'm exaggerating, but that's what people are doing. If I'm doing this, right, well, I'm letting him know I'm coming, right? Push forward. If I'm doing this, well, he knows I got nothing. What am I letting him know? I'm communicating I'm weak. I'm communicating I can't hold center line. I'm communicating you can make an opening whenever you want because I'm wishy-washy and I'm not holding center line and I have no structure, no foundation, no base. But a lot of people don't even look for that. And that's what you have to, when you're an architect, you're looking at these plans. Look at this building and what happened. You see some people that are already telling you, people just thinking, oh, that thing went this way. The front of the building came this way, of that side. The ends of the front went this way. The ends of the back came in on angles because when this thing fell this way, when this slid forward, things just keep filling space. Nothing falls, nothing collapses. We were talking about collapsing the other day. As you're collapsing, things collapse. But if I'm like this, right? So come this way so they can see this. My foot is pigeon-toed if you can't see it, right? But when I'm talking about collapsing, I'm gonna go boom, right? I'm collapsing. So I'm gonna drop this, boom, into your chest, my head into your face and my knee, right? But if my knee's facing this way, I can't collapse into the inside of his knee because my collapse is gonna be this way. So my body alignment, how I set it up, that's how I'm gonna collapse. And depending on what goes first, that's why buildings fall the way they fall. That's why headbutts, knees, and elbows, right, are gonna happen when you're just collapsing. I'm not thinking about going, like a cheerleader. I'm just dropping my weight. See, there's a knee and there's my headbutt, and I just collapsed. Just like when a building collapses, anything collapses, it's got to follow its science. It's just, and body alignment, it's just like that building. How was it aligned? Structure. It's all the same. They're all principles. Yeah. All right? Switch around. Go in here with them. I'm going to get a drink of water. Who do we got here? Estoy en línea. Sherry. Mr. Arturo Manuelski. What's up, bro? Now when I walk away from the camera, I gotta be quiet. It's like, oh, he's drinking water. I can hear him swallowing. Good, 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 good. Oh man, I got an Oasis in here. It feels good, guys. It feels good. You guys better be out there practicing. Stop drinking cappuccinos, watching TV. All right, here. So you're gonna face the mirror, bro. You're gonna do this. You're just nice and smooth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. That last move, when you're getting that energy as you're going in, boom, let me go this way, actually better. After you hit this move, okay, is what you're doing. So you're going 1, 2, Pak Da, Tan Bilji, okay? And you want to maintain that pressure. Little bit of forward pressure. And as soon as you feel space, you go forward. It's a little noisy, though, I'll tell you that. It's a bit on the noisy side.
Okay.
Answer.
Boom, boom. No.
Do it again. But you see what the problem is? You're not aligning yourself, so you're ending up because there's all this space. You're going like this, right? And now, because this hand came back, you're figuring out how to get over.
Yeah.
I can't even, and here's the problem. I have so much trouble doing this. Now you see all this room? That's not good either. You see how much room is here? I should be able to do this. There you go, right? When I remove this, see where he's at?
Okay.
So this is in contact, this is in contact. You're getting to points where one hand is not touching, both hands are out here in the middle of the world. I'm touching them. I'm touching them. See? This is touching, now this is touching. Now they're both touching, now they're both touching. Okay? So once you push forward, boom. This only collapses once you've given them forward pressure. See, to make them go, and that's why you do that. So I'm gonna go, I'm gonna hit you in the face, I'm gonna hit you in the face. And he tells me, right, that I wanna do this, right? I'm gonna back fist you. Well, this is very weak from you. I can't back fist him, so what do I gotta do? I just gotta let it go, right? And then I'll either come over, boom, and I hit him. But if he's doing that, I can't try to pock again. Now, if you just give me very light pressure, right, then I can pock him again. But if he's coming, oh, I'm like, I'm just gonna come right over the top. And if I'm close enough, boom, I can elbow. And if I'm not, I'll just, boom, cut over. And either one of these things can hit. Hit him here, however I want to hit him. But make the contact, right, so that I can just, and I'm exaggerating it because I'm going slow, but it actually just ends up right there. Yeah. But you see, I'm here, I'm in good shape because he's following. Keep your hand, after you touch my hand, keep your hand there, right? Stay there. I would never go like this if I felt no forward pressure, because as soon as I go like this, man, he's just gonna whack me. I'm only coming way back here, depending on him. The harder he pushes, harder, the further I go. But look what I'm doing. Push hard. I'm not letting that happen. You didn't see me in this position, did you? I didn't make a triangle, a closed triangle. He's pushing hard. See, my body's moving. Because otherwise I'll end up collapsing. I want to collapse him. Remember, anything I tell you to do to somebody, make sure you're not doing it yourself. When I'm telling you I'm doing judo, right, and I come in here to him, right, and I go, and I try to off-balance him, I don't want to try to off-balance him like this, because I'm off-balanced myself. So if I want to take his center line, right, I want to be off center line. I don't want to be right here with him where he's taking mine too. And if he gives me too much pressure, okay, and if he decides to just follow me, right, so he's going here, I'm going to find a spot to where I can finally get in. He's going to give me something, but I have to be quick. Do it again. Step over here so I can do it with you while I watch him. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3, go. See where your hand's way over there?
Yeah.
Just do this. Push forward a little bit.
Okay.
Just a little. That's all you want to do. Don't push. Don't get all the way down there. Just make enough room so I can do this. Make enough room so I can do that. Oh, that's yours.
Okay.
Okay, again. Hit, boom, boom. Straight through here. Again.
Okay.
Straight through. Here. Stop right there. Boom. Again. Right there. Boom. Oh, now you went over. You're going to go through.
Is it under? I'm like this. Because I get like this. Under,
But you see how you're pushing forward?
Yeah.
And you're doing this like a linebacker. Relax, you guys are too stiff. You're here like this.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good either. Where you want to be is, see, where there's all that space, but it's under yours over his. Under yours over his. Think about you had to scratch your elbow. This is where you end up. Like if you had to scratch your elbow, okay? And what I'm trying to teach you is do not let go. Any time, if I try to throw you, right? If I pick up this bag and I get a good grip on this bag, right? And I come over here and I grab this bag, right? I don't know if you guys can see that out there. I got this grabbed. David, over here. So I got this, and I have this, right? See how I can move this bag around? Now, once I let go of this, you see how much harder it is? Once I grab, I don't let go, because the intent is to throw, right? So once I'm here, I just don't let go of that hand. I just push and I continue to move to my next. But your hand has to be, if it's not touching him, pushing him somewhere, or touching him, guiding him somewhere, or touching him, pulling him somewhere, all right? Think about that again. Over there, please. Come here. You need to be in contact. He goes to throw a punch. It's in contact because you blocked, right? You just got caught off guard, and you blocked. Or you punch, boom, and I parry. I got quick enough to, boom, I can parry. Boom, I can parry. Boom, I can parry, right? So, but I'm touching him. to deflect, to evade, to strike. So now I touch him and I go to hit. He touches me. I stay touching him so I can continue to hit, right? I continue to touch him so I can pull him and hit. So I can push and hit, guide and hit, pull and hit. So that's the only, how else can I go? I can push him down. I can pull him down. I can pull him to the outside. I can push him to the outside. So I'm either going to push him, guide him, or pull him. I'm going to push him, guide him, or pull him. Push, pull, guide. Parry, block, which wouldn't work, right? Or just totally evade, right? So I'm guiding or evading, pushing, right? Or pulling. That's it. I mean, if you can figure out another way to do it, I mean, there may be some combination of two or a little piece of one en route to another, but those like a train, there's very few choices. The train is coming. You're either strong enough to stop that train, right, or jump off the track. The third choice, yeah, there's get crushed. That's not a choice unless you're something else. There's only two choices, right? Stop the train or get off the track. 99.9% of people have to jump off the track, right? There's no steering it out of the way. Well, then again, if you're at the lever, if you're here and there's the lever, the switch, you know, you can throw the switch to where it switches tracks, and you go, clack, he goes off the track. That would be your evasion. You can push it to stop it, or you can evade it. But again, you're still push it away from you, pull on that crank, or get off the track. It's just, there's not like different choices for these, you know, like a car. You either swing the door open or push it closed, right? Same, it's just, you're either moving closer to a person, moving away, or status quo, just staying in the same spot. So if you don't move, your distance stays the same. As soon as you move, you can only get closer or further away. You can't be in the same position. This is further away from him, even though I just moved laterally. You're still further away from him. Because here, all I have to do is take a step forward. Just like that's why they measure TVs diagonally. So they can rip you off. They go this way. 79 inches. But when you look at it, you go this way, it's like, Think about it. Go home and measure your TV and then measure it this way. You're like, oh, sugar. That's why they give you the diagonal, because it's a longer deal. Same thing here. I can just go, boop, and I'm there. If I want this foot here or this foot here, a forward motion is going to get me there the quickest. The second I go here, that's a further distance because it's the diagonal line to there. It's no longer a straight line. I don't care if it's 1/8 of a millimeter. It's still, so that's how fights work. You're either getting closer, further, or staying the same. And if you're going to move, you're only moving for what? Why do we move in any position? Whether it's standing up, when there's a stick involved, a knife involved, a hat with a pin in it. Why do we move? Anybody know why we move?
Evading attack.
The main reason, there's more than one, but the main reason you move is to better your position. Otherwise, you just get tired, right? If I'm going to move, I want to move so that I'm closer, so that now my punches do reach. Because there's no sense in standing here going like this. You know, like let's say his arms were really long, like these little kids, and he's holding me here, and he's swinging his arms and he can't reach me. But short of that, if you're moving just for the sake of moving, there's something wrong with you. There's just something wrong. You should only move to better your position, right? Oh, well, no, that's bullshit, you know, Rodriguez, because, you know, you're going to feint, that's a move, and that's not going to better your position. Sure, this is going to better your position on how close you are to winning. Because the better your feints are, you can land your punches, and that'll make the fight be over. So anything you're doing is bettering your position. And if it's not, then you shouldn't be doing it. Because a fake and a feint, all that stuff, any motion is to better your position. Like if you're racing, if you're bettering your position, you're closer to what? Finishing or winning, whichever it is. Even if you don't come in first, the further forward you go in that process, because it's a process, it's 500 laps. The further forward you go, the closer you are to finishing those 500 laps. That's just a fact. You know, and I don't think you're allowed to go in reverse. They'll probably throw you off the track. So even if you're trying to lose position, you'd probably just get smacked. Or you can just what? Pull into the, and just go nowhere. What are you doing? Same thing. You're either staying the same or moving further or closer. And in races, you're not allowed to go. So the two choices are go closer or status quo, which is in the pit. You can't do it in the middle of the track. Same thing. You don't stop in the middle of the fight. If I'm going to stop, right, if I happen to stop, that's where I want to stop. Out of his striking power because I have this controlled, and I bettered my position because now I'm here. He can't hit me as clearly as I can hit him. Sure, he's got a knee. Sure, he maybe could back fist me and hit me in the rib, but I have a better position because, boom, I'm close to his eye. When you're playing chess, I don't know, one of you may know, what's the fastest you could possibly win in chess? There's got to be a certain amount of moves. I don't think you deserve. Huh? 5 moves. So if you're the top dog on the planet and you're fighting a total scrub, listen to me, playing a total scrub, you'd have to make a minimum of 5 moves. See what I mean? That's a lot of moves. I'd have to make probably 500 if I was playing a monkey. If I was playing a person, there wouldn't be enough time for him to take a nap, for me to cheat, for me to win. I mean, I'm just that bad at it. I don't understand. I'd pick up a little horsey just to look at it, and they're like, you can't touch the board, bro. I was like, sorry, it's a cute horse. So which one's the queen? That one looks like a queen, that one. But digressing. So, smooth. Come forward, go back. Come forward, go back. Come forward and hit. I put my hand up. You're doing this, guy. It's typical man. Think of it. This was made by a woman. Just boom, and when you get here, just boop, get out. Just stop thinking. You're like you got a shield. Smooth.
Thank you, the pressure. Okay.
Nice and smooth. There you go. 1, 2. Come forward. Yeah, come on. Bang.
Yeah,
You're not positioning yourself. Watch. Just watch slow motion. See what's happening? See what's happening? You're getting yourself into a position where you're not bettering your position. So now you don't know what to do. You can't go through here. So what are you doing? You're removing this hand, thinking I'm going to give you enough time to pull that donut out of that bag and feed it to me. It's not going to happen. I got to get, boom, I got to get that hand through the only spot that's available. I can't go through here and get to your eyes, right? It just makes no sense. It would be like trying to put my big toe in that eye. So I make that opening. And then I got to, like, boom, get in there fast enough so that even if he flinches that hand up, right? Flinch that hand up. See? I'm going to have a problem. So I got to get, boom. Okay? Try it again with him. Over there. There you go. Don't let that hand crash. Go ahead. Too much pressure. 1, 2. Come forward. Watch. Why would I want to do that? Watch. That's all I need. There you go. Right? But keep going. Now take this hand and push my hand like all the way to here. Why would you do that, right? Does that feel good? Now push it even further. I mean, just, there you go. You know what I'm saying? Just push it right to there. That's all you need. Boom. That's it. Again. Boom. That's it. Now with this one, you're going to do the same thing, and you're just going to barely, now you're going to go first. No, forget about the movie doobie. There you go. But go for here. Boom, there you go. And now you're going to go right through that hole. But see how you can't reach? Right. So now real slow motion. Watch what I want you to do. Real slow motion, you're going to go. And see how you can get all the way in. And obviously when I do this, because now once I get to about here, I remove this. Now is when I can totally, but I just can't do this. That's when see? Now I can do that because I'm 3/4 of the way to your eye. So it takes that timing, but what you're trying to think to yourself is, can I drive through that brick wall, right? Probably not. So what you got to do is you got to start angling yourself because you're not going to make it, listen to this, guys. You're not going to make it, let's say, all right, you guys, step forward and you're going to make a brick wall. So stand next to each other, right next to each other. Come forward this way, this way, this way. There you go. Now stand right next to each other, right? If I know I can't go through this brick wall and I have a car, I know I can't go over it, so what are my 2 choices? I either go through it, which my car's not going to be able to do, I go over it, which my car's not going to be able to do, or go around it, right? But to get around this thing, can I go here and then all of a sudden cut the wheel? No, because if I cut the wheel this close, I'm just going to spin out. So what do I have to do? I see that damn wall, and I have to start making a diagonal move. We're back to that diagonal. And then cut back, get back on the road. So I have to start But it's the same thing. Yeah, Billy. What if you don't see the wall? Well, you're obviously going to hit it. It's the same thing as what if you don't see the knife? You're going to be feeling it, right? Because knives are not to be seen, they're to be felt. So that's why you have to be so vigilant. That is rule number one. If you carry a knife, you don't brandish, you don't show. Knives are not meant to be seen, they're meant to be felt. Got it? Good. So if you start turning too late, it's just like if you're driving in the rain at 55 and nail the brakes, what happens? You're going to slide, bro. I mean, it's just the way it is, man. That's why the word hydroplane exists. You know, I'm a believer, but if I believe in Allah or Jesus, whoever I believe in, unless there is holy intervention at, I don't know what the speed would be. Let's say 15 miles an hour, it's probably too late to start turning, right? So that's why we practice. I don't know how fast we're moving, but I've done it enough to know about how far I got to go before I can totally let this flop because I'm so close to your eye. And I'm going to need that room. If I stay here, I'm in my own way. If I'm here, I might get in. So I have to know when I can totally let this get out of my way so I can reach all the way. And it's not in my own way. It's the same thing. If I don't start cutting that wheel at the right time, I'm not going to get around that damn wall. If I don't start releasing this hand at the right time, I'm not going to get around. It's just principles, man. You don't make this stuff up. And that's what I tell you guys. It didn't come from Pakistan or Ireland. I mean, well, technically, okay. You're never going to please everybody. That's the problem. That anybody can go on Facebook and say anything they damn want. But principles are principles. There's a certain time where there's not going to be enough time to get around you guys. And I'm going to have to... You guys play bowling, you see how it is. You'll see. I can't do it with my son. My son will whip the ball down the lane like 3/4 of the way. It's hugging the gutter line. And I'm like, oh, that's going to hit gutter. That's got another 5 feet to go. And then cut. Boom! And then to me, it looks like the same exact cut. Sometimes he hits the first pin, sometimes he hits the second pin. And I never see the same exact way that the pins go down. Sometimes they'll do this and that. It's like almost impossible to replicate exactly, even if it's a strike, to replicate which pins go and when. And it's just hard to replicate. So, hey, a strike is a strike, right? But it's the same thing. You're never going to get the same exact, every pin is going to fall exactly the same way it did on your previous strike. But it's the same thing. If that ball, if you didn't put enough spin on it, so you just got to be enough spin and enough speed so that it cuts or it curves when it's supposed to. If it cuts too soon, you're screwed. If it cuts too late, you're screwed. It's got to cut at a certain, and it doesn't have to be perfect. There's probably a couple of, I don't know, say a couple of inches, but you can be off by an inch or two. Which in bowling, man, the lane's only that fast, so an inch or two is, ratio-wise, is a lot. On the street, same thing. You may have 5, 6, 8 inches because the lane is 7 feet wide or 6 or whatever they are. But whether it's that wide of a lane or a bowling lane or me punching your face and your shoulders are this wide, there's a point where there's just no possible way I'm going to get around my own elbow. I'm not going to get around you guys. I'm not going to get around that brick wall. And that all takes practice. Do you think guys that drift can drift the way they drift on the Fast and the Furious day one out of the gate? I guarantee you, there's no way people are throwing on the e-brake and they're going up those the entire parking garage sideways, 3 floors. I don't know if you can do that at all, but I guarantee you I'm hitting the wall half an inch into that turn, I'm dinging the car. Half inch in, bang, there's going to be a dent. And there's guys that are just... It takes practice. You put as much practice into fighting as you do drifting, you'll be a great fighter, just like they're great drifters. Because most of those guys, not most, all of them, nobody that has never drifted. Now, if you've drifted before and you're going to do a different type, but if you've never drifted and you're going to drift for the first time, again, unless you get lucky and get one good, but you're not going to go on a drift race and win. You're not going to go around these mountainsides and just be doing this shit. You're going to end up I'm going to end up on somebody's house in the village. Got it? All right, next. Back up a little bit over there. I like those shoes. Are those Adidas?
New Balance ones.
Nice. Come on out here. Stop the stief. Stop the stief. Right? Now we're going to just work elbows. I want you to work just 3 to start, right? I'm going to push forward. It's the same thing. I put my hands up, right? I throw out my jab. Right? Throw out my jab. You're just going to put that up to stop it. Right? You're just a guy on the street. You're just putting that front hand, you're just doing this. Right? Just this one. Right? You're just throwing it up. Bop, bop, right? I see you just throwing that hand up. So the next one, when I go here and I'm trying to reach him, right? He throws that hand up. Boom, I'm just going to come in. And I'm going to crash. I'm going to go boom, 1, 2, and I'm going to crash. I have no intent. I don't care what the jab would have or could have done. It's just the whole setup. Bip, felt it, boom, I crash. Then I crash one more time, okay? And then I'm gonna walk forward because I went in, right? So I went boop, elbow, elbow, and then I'm gonna lift. Boom, lift here. Don't just lift the elbow and leave that hand, lift into a cover, okay? So I go boop with the jab, feel out, boop with the jab. He puts that hand up, boom, I go straight in. And I try to hit him in the grill. This is not a cross. I'm going, and I'm trying to go in. And then take these, hand them to him. Whoop, sorry. He puts them on his eyes so I don't poke him in the eye. Then I hit him in the chest and break him on his chest. Sorry. Touch. Bap, 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 bap. 1, 2, and then 3. Good. Slow-mo. Went and touched, went and touched. Bap. Okay? Straight down. Ow. You ever get one of those stupid little funny bone shots? And it's just like, electricity. All right, so I'm going, shake that out. Turn, hit, hit. Turn, hit, hit. So one is a little bit of a just curve around and go pop, go around, pop, then down, and then up. So it's in, down, up. So we're doing this one. Let's put this side forward. Slide over here. That side. Like a regular boxer. Regular boxer. With a regular boxer.
Okay.
That's a lefty boxer. That's a regular boxer. So we're doing it backwards so they can see it, right? So I'm going to go, pop, he touches. Pop, he touches. Pop. On that touch, I'm going to go, wham, right? So I'm not going like this. I'm coming around and hit in. And I drop down hard. See how you get, boom, and then, you good?
Yeah, that's good.
I got you a little bit, sorry. But you see what I mean? When you do this stuff purposely, purposefully, and pissed, and pumped full of adrenaline, it doesn't take much, man, because just think about a knuckle, right? And I'm just gonna do that in your face because it's disrespectful, but up here, so, I mean, that's, you see what I mean, right? And that's the knuckle. Now imagine this, and you have this force behind it, right? It doesn't take much because that, see, is enough for you to feel it. And all I want you to do is go, for that split second, because after I hit you in the face and you go, blah, that's the one that's over, right? So it's just a pop, pop, pop. You don't need to knock them out, because that's why in most fights, most guys will throw a ton of jabs over any other punch. You know, most guys will throw more jabs than hooks, more jabs than uppercuts, sometimes they'll go to the body. But let's say head jabs are probably the most. And the guys that aren't using a lot of head jabs are probably not winning a lot of fights. Because if you're not setting up your punches with jabs, you're usually getting your ass kicked. I mean, most guys that are really good, we talked about it 2 weeks ago, guys with great jabs, most of them have been great champions. And most great champions have had great jabs. So they correlate. They're together. You need a great jab. So when you're setting a guy up and you're coming in, right? And I see he's got his hands up, right? If he's moving forward, so we're just moving around, right? I don't want him to see. I'm moving around with him. I'm bettering my position. Bettering my position in reference to what? So if I want to jab him, like I'm going to shoot, right? So I want to, boom, boom, then I'll jab him. But I'm not going to go like this. Right? I want to jab him. Boom, that's when I throw in my jab. And sometimes put your hands up and come over here close. Just leave your hand, don't do anything. Well, turn this way so they can see. Sometimes, close your hands. Sometimes I'll go through here, right? Put your hands down a little bit. Sometimes if I'm over here, I'll come around, right, with a hook. But if his hands are here or here, I'll try to jab over this punch if I can go quick, right? His chin is a good place, right? I don't want to jab him down here. Doesn't do that much. I want to jab him in the face. Most people's thinking is what I'm saying, right? So I see, drop that a little bit. I see the eye, pop, I go for the eye, right? Raise that a little bit. I see the chin, pop, I nail the chin. So I'm not always going through the wickets. I'm not always going over because his hands are low. If his hands are low but I have a big gap here, I'm still going to go low, even if his hands are low, because there's a big space there. So again, it's placement, where you're placing these punches. So your hands are up, come on in a little bit, right? And I have, see how Tyson used to fight like this? What they call the peekaboo, right? So sometimes I'll have one hand turned like that so that I can maybe drop here to take shots, or have this one turned so if I put it up, it's got more of a surface than here, right? So I have one like this and one like this instead of both like this or both like this, or if I want to be in this stance. But usually when I'm doing this, I do this when we have this kind of stance where he's a lefty and I'm a righty, and then I don't like, from the Bruce Lee stance, I don't like the peekaboo. I don't like the peekaboo from here. From here, I like it. From here, I just don't. I just don't like, doesn't feel comfortable for me. This feels really comfortable. This feels comfortable. This feels comfortable. This feels comfortable. But this one, it doesn't, so I'll never do the Philly. Huh?
Feel more exposed.
No, I just don't feel good. I don't feel exposed. I just don't like it. This doesn't feel right to me. I don't feel balanced. This feels good to me. I guess because I did it a lot. Because in boxing, I always boxed like this. I was never in any other stance. And my feet, you see how they're not very wide? I don't like the wide stance for base. If I get knocked down, I get knocked down. I'll do jits. But I don't like them wide stances because I'm afraid I'm going to get rocked. I get rocked, I get rocked. So I keep my feet a little, my base is a little less wide. Okay? But if I'm going to be in my peekaboo, you'll notice I don't do peekaboo like some guys this way or this way. My peekaboo is an out. I'm doing my peekaboo when I'm doing this kind of, I'm kind of doing this. If I'm circling hair diagonally. That's when I like to do this. You know, but when I'm moving forward, I'm not even really moving forward. I'm just taking my foot and doing this number. I'm like in the same spot. And then when I'm going to attack, my hands usually come to here. And they'll be like I'm doing a Guido. For you Puerto Rican people, you know what a Guido is? That's what I'll do with my hand. I'll have this one here, and I'm just like, I don't know what they call it. Have you ever seen that thing that Spanish people use? Has a bunch of lines. You take this little thing, makes that noise. And a lot of Caribbean countries, they use it. It's called a Guido. And it's got lines. I don't even know what to make it out of. They take this little thing. You can do it with a fork, too. We used to do it with a fork and a cheese grater. And just go over there. Huh? I'm going to show you. It's awesome. And the music comes out great, right? So, now what you're going to do is, what the hell were we doing? The elbow. Yeah, I didn't even let you practice it. I went off on a tangent. You got it? So you're here, right? You're doing your thing. I touch. I get that hard pressure forward touch, hard pressure forward touch, hard pressure forward. So I go boom, see? I'm not going across. Boom, I'm going in, down, boom, then take it up. Got it? You can do that on the mirror. You guys working together. I don't know if it's because of the rain and there must be a lot of critters, but I've been itchy.
I told you we should have been outside.
Oh yeah, outside is gonna have less bugs coming from that. God knows what's on the other side. Maybe a prison pond. What you know about a prison pond, guys? Ain't none of you been in prison, I hope anyway. Hey, not that it's right, wrong, or in the middle. I ain't judging. I ain't perfect. Yes, I'm drinking water again. Let me tell you guys, the AC feels pretty good. Not gonna lie, it feels pretty good. I want to thank all you guys for being out there. As usual, my support group. Make sure you guys are out there practicing these, getting in your time. 15 minutes, 20. Whenever I'm talking, you're going to be practicing. Like I said, sometimes I'll show you how to do it in front of the mirror. Not every single one of the times, but you guys should be able to at least come through in your mind, since we're always teaching conceptually. And conceptualize and take a drill and functionalize it, and take techniques and make your own little mini drills out of them. Work them in the mirror. If you don't have a partner, you don't have a Wing Chun dummy, kind of, what is it they call that when you kind of wing it, fly by the seat of your pants, something like that. There you go. That one was good, brother. What time we got over here? Okay. All right, guys, pay attention over here 1 second. When you guys, well, it doesn't matter where you stand because I don't have to speak directionally. Oh, as a matter of fact, stand over there to see if they can still hear me. Talk over there to you with my back to the camera. Back that ass up like the, is that how the song went? Back that, anyway. Somebody stop that damn bag. To me, that it's like nails on a chalkboard. All right, when you're doing anything so that you can start working the stuff that's your favorite, micro sets. Micro set the heck out of everything. Take anything long that you have and shorten it down. Anything short, take a bunch of micro sets and move them back to back. You know what I'm saying? So let's just do, I'm gonna do 6 or 7 or 8 micro sets, right? This would be a micro set. This might happen in a fight, right? You put the hand up, boom, and I hit you in the face. That's a micro set or a micro fight or a micro session. Call it whatever the hell you want. Micro, right? Slow motion. So this is a micro. 1. This is another micro. 2. This is another micro. 3. This is another micro, right? I'm going to pull this hand and just arm bar it or arm wrench it. Bam! Right? So then I'm going to go and I'm going to put them all together. Just count how many you see later. Count how many you see. And then take any of those and micro set them to 2s, 1s. It all depends. If I go like this to you, right? What constitutes a micro set? It's something that you can remember quickly. It comes off the top of your dome and you can use it in a fight to hopefully end it. So if I like that, your finger was out, right? I go boom and I poke him in the eye and he goes like this and he's down on the ground. That's all I need, right? But if this is a micro set, he throws out of the hand up, boom, and then I poke him with the other eye. So all I did was I went slow motion, don't block this one, boom, done. Blocks it, boom, boom, done. So when we do that drill that we did before, don't grab my neck, but, oh yeah, grab my neck, don't grab the mic. I don't know where the mic is. Oh, it's way over there. So don't grab the mic, right? So we used to like this, right? 1, 2, 3, or just go 1, 2, 3, 4. However many you want to do that, you can just practice, right? Like if you're doing this, Miss Mary Mac. So you can go in, right? In again, out, over. So in with the right, out with the left. In with the right again, then in with the left, stay in with the right, stay in with the left as you're coming around with this and hit with the, you can do any of these, see, but all these micro sets that we were doing, that we started doing them this way, right? You can just start going like this before you go out. So you can hit 2 inside or back to 3 inside, just like if you would throw that jab, just like if I was to go like this or if I was to go bang and hit. Slow motion, 1, 2, 3, he goes, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. Backhand, 1, 2. See all this hardness? Nice and slow. You're going to go, throw the punch slow. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. See how you're doing all this work? Look how simple this is. Look. 1, 2, 3. I'm not moving my hands anywhere. Look all that work you did. By the time you get into any of that, come here a sec real quick. Nice and slow. Throw this punch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, bro. Okay. This guy's got like 3 PhDs and he can't count to 3. 3, bro. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And throw your punch. 1, 2, 3. Throw your punch. 1, 2, 3, then throw your punch. That was a micro. That was a micro brush trap strike. I like it. Right? Boom. There you go. That one's back for you. Ready to stop this one. It's coming. Boom. And try it again. Boom. Now I'm being unfair. Stop. You're confusing the children. Oh, sorry. Slow motion. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. See how your motions are all just here. Boop, boop, boop. Like you're skipping a rock. Boop, boop, boop. That's all you need. Punch. Boom, punch, 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 boom, punch, punch, boom, okay? Boom, you get that thing out of there, right? Punch, boom, and then my punch would continue, or boom, my shot would continue, or put your hands up, boom, before he even throws it, right? So you micro set, slow-mo. Let's micro set again. Awesome, thank you. Boom. 1, get close to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Let's say he keeps his head close. I don't know if he's going to go like this, if he's going to fall over. Now this time when I do that last one, keep your head about there, like you went, oh, like you're going to fall forward. So, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, 8. Just right from there, I go boom and just open my hip. Bang! That's all I'm doing. Like if I'm playing hacky sack, I'm going to kick, right? I go like this, bop, bop, and you're playing hacky sack. So I kick and then the hacky sack, boom, I nail him in the head again, right? So again, slow-mo. 1. That's a 1-piece micro set, a 2-piece micro set, a 3. Beyond 3 is no longer a micro set. So we're going to go micro set, boom, micro set, boom, micro set, boom, micro set. Boom, right? Micro set, thumb, micro set, boom, micro set, bang. And then here, this one. And then chop his head, press his head down, elbow again. And then you take any of them. Now you can take your microset from any of those and then go boom, right? And then bang, there's your microset. Boom, bang, boom, there's your microset, right? Boom, boom, there's your microset. I'm not gonna go and move this out of the way. This is the typical double pock. So now I'll just go like this. Bang! He's giving me nothing here. This hand's way over here, right? If he flinches a little bit, I can still come across, boom, across the arm. Then I shoot this one straight out. So elbow-wise, he's giving me a lot of pressure this way. Elbow, 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 palm the ear, knee the face, elbow again, right? And anywhere any of those microsets fit. But don't keep doing what we used to call complex trapping and doing 1, 2, okay? That's fine, but if you go in 1, 2, 3, right? 4. People start getting confused and we put them in a line. We used to have like the 1-3 series. So, right, a 1-3 series is basically I'm gonna throw a jab and a hook, right? Jab, hook. So I throw a jab, hook, jab, hook, uppercut, body shot, right? Any time that I'm throwing anything, right, no matter what it is that I'm doing, it's put into a pattern and said, do it like that. And now you gotta remember 1, 2, 3. Just think about this. Your VIN number never changes. And it's a long ass number. Do you know your VIN number? You know it by heart. I guarantee you the only one in the room. You know your VIN number?
No.
You know your VIN number? Of course, the only one that's, he probably knows his parents' VIN number, his uncle's VIN number on the 78 van he had. All right? So now you have this number that's this long. But you can take 2, 3. If I asked him right now what were number 4 and 5, he'd tabulate in half a second and tell me what the 4th and 5th numbers were. But that number has to stay the same. If you go to motor vehicle and just mess up one number, oh, you don't show up in the computer or you stole the car, it's a shit show, right? And it's a number this long. And it can only be used in that sequence, that many numbers, so the amount of problems has to be the same, the order the problems come in have to be the same. It's ridiculous. So I don't care if you do this, right? I don't care if you do this. I don't care if you do this, then this. But you know that you're gonna push that out of the way and hit, right? You're gonna push, keep this one and push totally forward. So I'm gonna go like this. I can't move it with this one. Then I get to here and I can't even move it. Now I'm gonna use both hands because I know he's strong. Why am I now going to try to go in and I can't? So, oh, and I'll just pull.
Yeah.
Well, hell, he's pretty strong. I already felt he's strong. So I throw a jab, he kind of blocks it, right? And then I try to get rid of this and it's still there. I'm gonna take both hands, boom, and then I'm gonna elbow him. So why am I gonna try to pull and get to him? I got this here, I'm gonna pull with both hands and get my elbow. And if it didn't make it, bang, now it's gonna make it. Bang, now it's gonna make it. Then I thumb the eye, punch, boom, boom. But microset the ever-living hell out of everything you do. If you have stuff you already do, start microsetting it. If you remember your forms from Shotokan, start microsetting them.
Use that momentum against them too.
Any motion that you can think of that you can impose on a person, like the motion of, no, just stand there, right? I'm gonna come up to him, I can impose, I can shove him, right? I can grab him, I can pull him, right? I can push, I can pull down. Anything that I can think that I do to him, all you wanna try to do is think of little microsets. Bang, there's a microset, right? Bang, there's a microset, just hit him on the pressure point. And any little thing you can do, microset that, microset this. So you just, hands are up, right? And I just go, bang, right from out here. So I jab, put your hands up, sorry bro. Jab the first time, jab the second time, and the next time is boom, right in the arm. Right, the next one, boom, boom, right in the arm, boom, right in the arm. So I'm gonna keep hitting his arms, and then all of a sudden now I start hitting his body. Then I start hitting his face. Instead of him worrying about boom, boom, or maybe boom, boom, and boom, where most boxers will hit, now he's gotta worry about, am I gonna hit his forearm? Am I gonna hit his pressure points? Am I gonna hit the belly of the muscle on the bicep, the tricep tendon? And you microset everything. Microset and functionalize, microset and functionalize, microset and functionalize. Functionalize picking up a cup and smacking it into somebody's face. Picking up a hat and whipping. You whip a hat, this part here, on some of the older hats, remember the plastic one that used to be able to adjust? And you take that and whip somebody in the face. So you just, any motion that you can do, this, functionalize it with something in your hand. Functionalize it with just your hand. Functionalize it with just your hand. Functionalize it stepping in without winding up. And start making microsets. If your foot is already in the air, Never place it on the floor. If my foot is here, place it on the top of his foot. I'm not gonna say it's gonna take him out. One of the best fighters, I gotta find my picture with him. He was like this, Marco Huaz. He was a vale-tudo guy. And he was big. He'd get in the clinch and he'd be like this, and he'd constantly be trying to stomp somebody's foot. And that's barefoot versus barefoot. And you see, if it didn't hurt, you wouldn't see guys doing this crazy dance. I mean, they're doing a crazy dance to move their foot out of the way. So now you imagine you have a heel on, like I say to women, you grab, and you all have sneakers on, and a man grabs you, and you just drop. You gotta aim it right so you're not snapping that heel off, but it's the same thing. If he's standing there and I'm doing this, I'm never gonna get to him. If I take my heel and I go like this on the ground, yeah, I'm gonna break it. I could probably do this pretty hard. The higher the heel, the worse it is, obviously. But if I go like this with a high heel, I guarantee you I'm gonna snap it off. So that's the problem. They're not teaching you the right position to drop that high heel through the top of his foot, literally through the top of his foot. So after you knee him in the nuts, and you take the inside, because it's a hard shoe, and you scrape down his shin, as you get into the bottom, make sure you position right. So you're gonna go scrape, position, stomp. Scrape, position, stomp. And that's a micro set you practice. That's how you functionalize a knee. Because a knee is only functional if you can use it in 3 different ways, because I gotta go here. So why? Why am I gonna go, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. And if it didn't, this move was a waste, and that move was a waste. If this worked, that move was good, and this one's a waste. So I don't want that second one to be a waste. But again, turn a little bit. If you have the right shoes. If you don't have the right shoes, it doesn't make any sense. So you go up, boom, scrape, stomp. Knee up, scrape, stomp down. And you just say that to yourself, knee up, scrape, stomp down. Knee up, scrape, stomp down. Micro set and functionalize, micro set and functionalize, micro set and functionalize. See what I mean? So that way, instead of worrying about the 17 or 20 things I teach you, think about the 17 or 20 things that you can turn into 1,700. I don't know, out of 17, you probably can't get 1,700, but you can get a shit ton. All right? You guys got it? Practice that for a little bit. Practice that knee. Figure out your positioning. If you want to do a hacky sack knee. When I mean a hacky sack knee, step here and take this foot and put it all the way out here. You got kind of a deep karate guy stance, and I happen to be off to this side, and we're grappling, right? As opposed to going forward, hacky sack says, I'm going to turn this way, I'm going to go bang to the inside of your knee. Bang. So I'm just going to go poof. And then from here, poof, poof, take out that leg. Or poof, scrape down, pull your pants down. It's a good way to take your pants off. Just you imagine I just go like this, in the pants. I did that to a guy once. He had those, you know how they bring their pants down here? And this part was so low, and literally I just went like this, boom, real hard. And it dropped him because it got to a certain point where it was too low and pull him up, his waist started going back, he landed on his ass. And I was just doing it to being a fool. I think it was in a parking lot. I don't think I was working a club, I think I was working a hotel. And it just went boom! And this part of his pants was like to here, so I caught nothing but pants, so it was just like, basically if I would have grabbed him like this and pulled on his dumb ass.
So
Again, boom, there you go.
yeah, I got to drop because of my height.
And then, well, just hit here in the hip. Bang.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt any less, bro, if I knee somebody in the hip.
Yeah.
Close enough to the nuts, but you nail the
To be
hip,
honest,
it's...
yeah, any knee anywhere is gonna.
But hitting the hip bone, because it always makes you go like this, because you're always, again, the first thing you're thinking, and here again is the psychology of a fight. You see your knee doing this, you're thinking it's going to the groin. So now when it hits you in the hip, for that split second, and I mean split, your mind is like, oh man, cool, I didn't get hit in the groin, and then within a millisecond, it's like, oh, that hurt my pelvis, right? And you're still gonna lean forward. So now I go like this, wham, and I nail you in the hip, boom, then I hit you with the headbutt. But nailing people in the hip is great. That's why these guys, when they do those low kicks, or they do their front kick, and they turn it into a roundhouse, and they go whoop, and they turn. So now you go like this to the guy, boom, right? Lead leg kick, boom, lead leg kick. And then you take the leg and you just whoop, and move it up. It's just the same thing. It's like changing levels in baseball, changing levels in boxing.
So that champion did that in the UFC. She faked her with a kick. Low and then it went high. Boom.
But you got to be real flexible. I can't do that. Tons of people can, but it's great, man. But what made it so effective? What was the main thing that made the kick effective? The one to the head. Go ahead.
Surprise.
No. The element of surprise, she could have just surprised her with a cake or jumped out of or been really fast. What makes that kick work is that leg kick did its job. If that leg kick, if I go like this, put your leg forward, that one there. If I go like this, boom, boom, and it don't do nothing. When I go to kick you, you're not gonna take all your attention to that. You're just gonna kind of lift your leg or just check it, and your hands will still, but I was hitting you so hard, boom, and I'm nailing that, boom, that finally, when she sees that leg, all her attention goes to like tightening up, basing out, doing whatever, and all of a sudden, bop, you got hit. Because you don't have time to react. That's why I tell you guys, you can't focus on any one thing. You can't be looking for shit. You're not looking for your favorite strike. You're not looking for your favorite takedown. You're not looking for a single leg or a double. You're not looking to get, you're just scanning. You're just scanning, and something opens up, exploit. Something opens up, exploit. Something opens up, exploit. But if it's not open, you know, it's just a tough day. You go to 7-Eleven and do the same exact thing. Not 7-Eleven, damn it, they're open 24 hours. Pick a supermarket and do any damn thing. Do it during closing hours, you go to prison. You go to prison. The only thing that changed, the place is closed. There was no opening. Doors are closed, you decide to go in anyway. Now it's breaking and entering and either burglary or whatever they want to hit you with. I needed to get in the store, so now you're in the store after hours, you're in trouble. Go to the same aisle, put the same stuff in your cart, stop at the register, lay the money on the register, you're still screwed. Right? Because you got to do things at the right time. You got to throw this jab at the right time, meaning what? My hands are in the right place, everything's in the right place. And the hands have to be in the right place so that I'm not doing this. All the way out there, right? So my hands have to be even a little bit further out so that when I'm going to go for him and I'm moving this one so he's looking at it, and I'll move this one just a little bit closer, right? And I'm going to take this hip and leave it here, and I'm just going to wiggle around and move my foot. I just moved about that much closer, and you didn't even see it because I'm just doing this. But I barely moved, you know, but I keep doing this with my back foot, right? And I keep moving this one, and I'll do this. Make sure you're seeing me go back and forth, and just inching this one up. Okay, but I'm moving this one back and forth, and I'm keeping my body far away enough from you so that you don't notice that when I finally lean forward, brrr, bah, bah. But it's this damn game, but you got to do it in milliseconds, so you're moving your feet around, you're doing this. This is what you're thinking about doing, tiny little steps. You're not taking any big strides, any big noticeable moves. You're just doing little things, and you're wiggling, right? You're moving your head. And as you're coming in, you're moving. It's the same thing. You're not leaving your head. You're taking your head off center line. So as he's trying to hit your head, but that whole move I just did, that has to happen with this one doing this. So he says, oh, this guy's not making any progress. But every time I do this, right, as I go back, right, when this one comes forward, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm making this one just so you can see it and moving around. And then I'm stepping out a little bit. Now I'm even wider. So now when I just take a little bit of step, I can take out that leg, and he can't reach me. I'm way over here, boom, and I kick through. He's got to reset, and then when I get out of here, boom, and I kick through, then I pivot. The problem is, when you can't fight from both sides, if I do that same thing, and I close this distance, and I step off to the side a little bit, so I step even in the move, and I go, boom, and now I'm here, and you'll see these guys kind of, or do whatever. Where if I just go here and set it up, and be able to watch him so that I know that if I kick the leg, some guys just lift it and let this happen so that it doesn't hurt. Boom, he goes over there. That's the only step I'm going to take. One step. This one, because then this one is just a land, right? And it just pivots. That's it. One step after that, and you're ready to fire off again. But that's why the concept of shooting pool, throw it into your martial arts, mix it into your micro sets with just scope, right? You're looking through the scope. You don't look through the scope and just look through one window, right? Like, yeah, they're not there. So, all right, guys, let's go. 7-bedroom house, bro. You never see in a movie how binoculars just do this, and they never move. There's always a movie where, well, in every movie, there's the scene that goes back from night to day or day to night, where it's not raining, then it starts raining. Like every movie, somebody falls in the woods. I've been watching movies the last couple of months because this COVID thing, and it's like these movies like carbon copies. They just change, like it's the same exact movie. They put Jason Statham in one as a CIA agent, and then wait 3 years and they do the same damn movie and they put The Rock as an FBI agent. And this guy was on a boat and The Rock is in a skyscraper, and it's the same shit. He saves the girl, he almost died. This guy has a wooden leg and this guy has a metal leg. This is all they ever changed. This guy's a pirate and this guy's a cyborg. I'm like, what the shit? These two were doing it back in the 90s left and right. Seagal and Van Damme. It was like CIA guy in the woods, FBI guy in New York, DEA guy on a train, CIA guy on a boat, submarine, train, airplane. And they're flip-flopping. It's the same shit. Always either former or disgruntled or have to prove that he didn't really do it. Every movie's the same. I think The Rock has been set up, Wahlberg has been set up, John Cena has been set up. They've all been set up in one of the alphabet agencies. Every one of them. Look through their resume and be like, oh yeah, he got set up for the CIA. Jason Bourne, he was set up with a make-believe agency, but it's still the equivalent of a CIA, FBI, DEA. It's just ridiculous because you can only do so much. But take your techniques and roll with them that way. You know what I mean? You got to roll with them that way. If you're just stuck on A, B, C, see you in La La Land. Got it? Work on that. You haven't worked on that. Guys, girls, and the rest of you, thank you so very much. Remember, flow. You can never forget it. Second thing that you do not want to forget is that you're going to go knee, scrape, stomp, right? Micro sets. Put yourself in the right position. Scan. Don't look for any one thing. All right? Thank you, my friends.